Hey everyone, this is Mike. Today we're going to start a new project. So let's get started by scaffolding our project with Create React App. So I'm going to type in npx create react app, and then I'll call this YouTube blog tut. So we're going to make a new website today, or at least we'll get it started. And what we want this website to be is actually will be a blog supporting this YouTube channel. So all the projects we make, I'll tie into this website, tie in all the GitHub links, all the videos, and then I'll make articles related to each of our projects that we'll do. So I'll want this website to have things like I'll display blog posts on the home screen and maybe a link to join a newsletter so I can email out updates to the blog. So we'll be making blog posts on the projects that we take on. So the idea is that this website will be React based. We're going to, for the server side, we're going to use Firebase as our hosting environment, and then Firestore will be our database that will store the blog posts in, and we'll have authentication through Firebase. We'll use Firebase functions to send emails and to automate other server type tasks. We want this website to look good on both a desktop and a mobile platform, so we're going to make it very responsive, mobile friendly. We want to make it a progressive web app so that I can save it off to my phone as a shortcut, and it'll act more like an app than a web page whenever you do that. And so you won't have the URL bar at the top, and you'll have a little app icon to kick it off. We want service workers on it. So we want a service worker to be able to cache the contents of the website. That way it'll load faster and you can have some offline capabilities as well there. So this website it'll take, time to build it up as we post, 20-minute increments. So I'm not sure how many episodes it'll be, but I think it'll be a fun process to tackle together. All right, so we've built our Create React app. Let me change directory to the folder. There we go. And I want to do a yarn install. This way yarn is cleared up. We won't have any issues when we go to do the yarn start. And now yarn start should get us a React app up and running. Oh, I do already have kind of a prep site already up and running, so we'll do it on 3002. All right, so here we are. We're ready to start coding. We've got a React app up and running on port 3002. So now what we'll do is the same thing we did on the first project, where I'm going to strip a lot of the parts and pieces out, and then we'll build it back up. All right, so here we are in VS Code, and I have the typical Create React app files here, and what I want to do is just start removing some of the things I don't need. So we'll come up with our own icon and logos, and manifests we'll do later together. Robot. Let's remove a lot of this. I want to keep this guy this time, this viewport. Let's see, theme, description. This will be a website created using Create React app. Let's do a blog website using React JS. All right. Let's remove some of this Apple stuff and manifest that I deleted out of there. We'll put it back later. And then this will be the title. We're going to call it Monkey Blog for now. All right, keep the root, but we'll get rid of this comment. Looking good. All right, now we're going to go into the source folder and remove some of this. So let's remove, let's see, this and this. Service worker setup tests. All right. Index.js, I'm going to remove the strict mode and just get it down to bare bones here. All right, and the service worker we'll take out for now. We'll add it back in as we need it. I don't want it caching while I'm building. You have to do a full refresh, hard refresh whenever you have that service worker going, and it's sometimes a little difficult on the phone. You have to shut everything down and make sure to start it up fresh. So it's just a little easier to work without it at first. All right, and then let's go into the app and get rid of the logo. And we'll take it down to just an export. Let's see, new terminal. And on here, we want export const. Get it into my arrow function mode, and we'll just do howdy. So very similar to starting up last time, just probably a little faster because we went a little slower on the first round. All right, so now we've got just the basic app. Let's start it up and make sure everything is running. So yarn start will start it up. One more thing to fix. I like to do the named exports rather than the default. So fix that. And now we're ready to go. Howdy. All right. So let's talk about file management a little bit. What we're going to start out with is maybe a components folder. We'll have a new folder under here for common. That'll take our header. So we'll do a new folder here, and maybe we'll have pages. We're going to have multiple pages that we'll navigate to. We'll need to add a React router to this project. All right, some of the pages and components that I'm going to want include, we're going to have a brand.js. That's where we'll keep our brand that we'll use on a few different pages, just like the logo of the website. And then we want button.js. We'll want header.js. For pages, we'll do, let's see, we'll have home, and we can have maybe a sign in page. So signin.js. All right, so we'll have the sign in page. We want the sign in and sign up probably on the same page. I don't like to do different pages for that. So then we can have maybe a page not found. So if somebody tries to type in a page, it'll just take them to page not found. And let's do, I'm still thinking this out, but maybe an add post page. We'll have maybe an edit post. I don't know if that'll be the same as the add post or different. We'll see as we get there. Might as well make it now. We'll have a post page. So maybe the home page will be the stream, the blog posts. And then when you click on one of them, it'll take you to this post page and load whatever post that you asked for. And that's probably good for now. So let's go ahead and start with the header. All right, this is going to be our header. It's going to be on each of the pages, and so it's going to be separate so they don't have to code the same thing over and over. We'll put it in the app, and then we'll use React Router to navigate to different pages. So what I want to do is import React from React. And then I'll have an export const header. And it's going to return our JSX. So here, what I want is, we'll just start kind of putting divs in place. So I want a div, and this is going to be what I call a nav bumper. I'll put class names for now. We'll probably use styled components again, just like the previous one, but for now I'll just do a class name and see where we go. So nav bumper. And so what this will do is I'm going to have a fixed bumper, or a fixed header, sorry, and I need, since that'll be fixed, it's not going to take up any room. And so the bumper is what we'll use to move the content down below the header. So we'll have that bumper, and then next will be a nav. And so let's surround that with our fragment tag. And so our fragment tag, the reason why we need a fragment tag here is in React, you can only return one parent, right? So if you have, I have this nav bumper, and then I'll have this nav tag here. Since they're siblings, I need to wrap them in a parent. And so I could wrap them in a div, and that would be fine. But if I want to lower the number of divs on my page, then I can just do a fragment, and that works perfectly well. All right, so in my nav, we're going to have a div that is our, let's say, nav wrapper. How about that? Class name equals nav wrapper. Let me lowercase this guy. All right, and here's where I can start putting in my links. And so if I do a UL for unordered list, and then my list items will be my my links. And so what I need is maybe a home link for now, and we'll probably make the brand our home link once we have that. But for now, I'll just do home, and then let's do an add post. So add post, and again, I probably want to make that a symbol rather than words, but we'll keep it a word for now. And then we'll probably need a sign in. So let's do a sign in, and this will end up being a button. There you go. All right, let's go ahead and add this to our app, and it'll look terrible, absolutely terrible right now, but we'll do some styling to make this look better. So what we want to do here is, for now, let's do a fragment tag like this, and then we can have a header component that we want to bring in, and we need to import it, of course. So import header from components and common and header. All right. All right, now let's add some code to our home page so we can bring that in as well. Actually, I guess we can look at it real quick. So you can see what we added. We've got a stray semicolon. I can get rid of that. But here is our home, our add post, and our sign in, and they do absolutely nothing right now. But let's add some code to our home page, and so we'll do an import React from React. We'll do, let's see, export constant home, and this will just be an H1 monkey blog, and then maybe a P paragraph tag, and we'll say future home of the monkey blog. All right, and since we have two sibling tags here, we need to wrap it in a parent, and we'll just do a fragment. Let's remove this, add that. All right, I think that'll work. And then here on the app, let's add our, yep, there's that semicolon. Let's add home in here. So we're going to import from components pages home. And now this should have a home, yep, component in it. And then here, we're just going to add our home component. So there you go. We've got our nav bar, which isn't great, but it's something. We've got our H1 monkey blog and a paragraph tag, future home of the monkey blog. All right, let me add one more page that I didn't add previously. This is going to be an about page, so we'll have an about page. If I want to add that to our links up here, we can have it maybe right after home. I guess they're not links yet. They're it's just a list that does nothing. All right, so we have an about. Let's do the about page. Same thing. We'll import React from React and export our about page. And this will, again, for now, just be a simple maybe header and a brief paragraph. So H1 about, and this blog will showcase projects created by me for YouTube. All right, and let's add the PageNotFound. So here we'll do, once again, React import. And we'll export our page not found. And this is just going to be an H1, and it'll say page not found. All right, so to wrap this video up, we're going to add one more thing and then we'll wrap, and that's the React router. So we need to go ahead and add it to our project first. So I'm going to open new terminal. I'm going to say yarn add React-router -DOM. And so what this is going to allow us to do is to add links. We're going to add routes and a switch, so it acts like a multi-page website, even though it's still a single-page app. And what we need to do here is we need to import a couple things to our app here. So we're going to have a route, and we're going to have a switch. And those come from the React router DOM. And before we add the switch and routes, we need to import a browse router, so a router. And so up here, what we'll do is we will add to this guy, import from React router, And what we want is the browser router. And we'll just do it as a router. So we can simplify the naming a little bit there. So we're importing browser router as router. And I need to wrap our app component with a router component. So let me add our router here. Now we can come back to the app and we can add our switch around here. So now home is a child of our switch here, and then we can start adding routes. So instead of just having components, we're going to have routes that we can navigate to. And so what that looks like is we'll add a route tag, and it's a self-closing React component. And we want to point this to a component. And so in this case, we'll have our home component. So I can get rid of this. So the home component is what we want to route to, but when? We want to route to it when our path is a / or home. And so to do both / and home, what we can do is we can wrap this like so and send in an array of paths. And so this will be / home as well. So either one will take us to our home component. So then we have an about page. And so we want, instead of an array, we can just have / about will take us to our about page. Let me lowercase this. And then let's see, we have our PageNotFound page. And so we'll do PageNotFound. You can see that one actually got added. We need to still add our about import here. So about will come out of our about page. And then here, what we want is, we don't want a path. So if a path is not provided or a path is not recognized, it'll take us to our PageNotFound. There's one more thing we need to do though, because by default, any page that has a / in it will route to home. And so we want to add a qualifier in here, which is exact. So if it's exactly a / or exactly a / home, it'll take us home. Otherwise, it won't match any of these other routes and it will fall to this one, this PageNotFound route. So now that we have our route set up and our switches and our router set up, let's go back to the header and add links to this guy. So what we need to do is, I actually want to do a nav link. So this will be, let's see, from React Router, we want to add a new component called a nav link. Great. And then I'll wrap this list, each list item, with a nav link. So that's going to look like nav link. And we want that around our label here. And we need to specify where to go when you click on it. And so we want home to just be /. So then we'll have an about, and that will route us to about. And then these others, for now, we'll just route to about as well and change. This was add post, and this was sign in. All right, so let's test it out. If we come and we hit about, it takes us to our about page. If we hit home, it takes us back home, and these also route to about. So we've got a nav bar that looks like a list, because that's what it is, and we've got 2 pages. If we come in and we type in here and we say, oh, well, I wanted to do the add post, you get the page not found. And if we look at our elements here, our tags that are printing, we have our nav, which is this this nav bar up here. We have H1, but let's look at the nav wrapper. There's the unordered list and then the list. So you can see those nav links are just A tags, so anchor tags, but then our href here takes us to the page. And so it's doing a lot of this for us with those React components. All right, thanks for joining me. So next time, what we'll do is we will add a couple pages, the add post and the sign in page, and we will start styling these pages and the header to make everything look a little better. So I'll see you next time.